Hi Libra, welcome to your December 2021 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Libra, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your actions and interactions with the world at large over the course of December, you have the Three of Cups, right? So you're definitely getting into the holiday spirit for sure with this, right? Not only that, this is for some of you about a reunion of some sort that will be taking place this year, this month. What I find really interesting about this as well, the feeling that I get from that Three of Cups is it looks like somebody that you have either not seen for a long time or maybe haven't wanted to see for a long time, and suddenly you find yourself really excited to see them. Whether this is an old partner, whether it's an old friend, an old colleague, it really feels for me like through the process of talking, through the process of communication, you know, honest, open communication, you guys have come to an agreement or an understanding of some sort. And it's like, whereas maybe before, you were probably thinking, I don't know if I want to see this person or if I want to interact with them again. Suddenly you find yourself really in the feel or the spirit of thinking to yourself, okay, you know what? I actually really want to see this person. I really want to connect with them. So this is really nice. I actually like this for you because there is a reunion kind of feel about it. It kind of feels like you're almost reconnecting with somebody that you were maybe apprehensive about reconnecting with. So, yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. But obviously this is a card of celebrations and happiness. There's definitely a lot of that in this month for you. So enjoy it, right? You guys have had a bit of a tumultuous year as well. So it's, you know, I think you definitely deserve to enjoy this time. So for your money and materials, you have the three of, for your money and materials, you've got the Devil card. So before we get into that, I have a quick announcement. On the 21st of December, I will be running the annual winter solstice alignment activation session. This year I have two, not one, but two special guests. I've got Denise from Human Design with Denise again. And I also have Heather from Astrology with Heather. We're going to be talking about the winter solstice, how to set your intentions and why. We're going to be talking astrology, numerology, human design, tarot, of course, with yours truly. And on top of that, I will be shooting you off into the future of 2022 to see what your results are going to be, what you need to be aware of and what you need to sidestep. So you can get your seat on the link in the description box below. It would be amazing to have you there. And this year there will be a recording, of course, as well. All right. So yeah, get yours. So you've got the Devil card. When it comes to your money, materials and your finances, definitely some overindulgence this month. Definitely some overspending this month. So you just want to keep that sort of as proportionate as is possible. Now, here's where this gets really interesting because you've got it with the Three of Cups. This could be, you know, we all have that one friend, you know, like you always say like, oh, I'm only going to have one or maybe two becomes five becomes, you know, 8+ shots. This could be a time where maybe you go a little bit overboard with the spending this month. So try to keep it in check. If that's not possible, you know, at least build a plan for, you know, for when we step into January, because obviously January is for everybody a very long, very heavy month. So keep that in mind, right? The other way that this could show up for you in the more positive note, this could be you having some new obsession with making more money, creating more resources, and you could be hitting up your network in an effort to make that happen. Remember, a lot of people are going to be in the holiday spirit this month. Remember, not everybody's going to be as hardcore focused as you. And after the year that we've had, it might be hard to sort of hold people to certain things. So just keep that in mind and don't get frustrated if that is the case. All right. For your communications and conversations, you have the Knight of Wands. So this is quite nice because it suggests that you've got the gift of the gab this month, right? You have this ability to get people fired up, to get people stirred up, to maybe win people round to your cause, whatever that might be. It does suggest though that you will definitely be not only a wordsmith this month, which you already are, but you might find yourself being, you know, really heavily persuasive, especially if there's some end goal or end agenda in it for you. Just be careful with that, or be mindful of it. Because I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe you could not burn bridges, but you know, when someone's, you know, hardcore on a journey, you know, towards something specific, they can kind of forget that other people have their wants, needs and desires as well. So just be sure to be open to things this month. There's a lot of fun though. There's a lot of jovial energy about. There's a lot of laughter. There's a lot of enjoyment. Lots of banter as well for those of you that are hoping to mingle and, you know, do all of that. There's lots of that as well. And then finally, for your heart and half, or your love and relations, you have the Justice card. So for those of you that are single, this is quite interesting to me. And I say this because there's a potential for you to reconnect with someone, and it does feel like a reconnection. I just kind of feel like it might end up going somewhere way too quick. So I just want you to be mindful of jumping into something too quickly. Like the banter and all the rest of it might be there, but if you jump straight in and you're not really sure how this person deals with things, you might be sort of unpleasantly surprised when things get a bit more serious and you're like, actually we're not compatible. I can't, you know, I don't know if I can be with somebody like that. Just keep that in mind. For those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, this is you guys rededicating yourself to more fun. And it looks like for some of you as well, you could be planning a trip or a journey. And this is a journey or a trip that has needed to happen for a long time, right? So a lot of you, whatever you've put on hold previously, this is where it kind of comes out of retirement, so to speak. For your first week of the month, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. Nice, right? So you can take some calculated risks and gambles around this first week of the month. There are opportunities to get ahead. There are some surprise reconnections this month as well, straight out of the gate, especially because we've got that eclipse on the 4th, or the 3rd or the 4th, depending on where you are in the world, I guess. What I find really intriguing about this is that it kind of feels for me like whoever you bump into, maybe for some of you this is a reconnection, right? Like maybe you, over the course of things, it's like, you know what, I can forgive this person some of their transgressions or whatever. The reconnection is going to go really, really great. I just kind of feel like it's meant to be kept lighthearted. I feel like if you try to put too much on it too quickly, you know, what are we not, like all the rest of it, it might break. All right, so just be open to it. But there's a lot of fun here to be had. There's a lot of possibility here to be had as well, including some luck, right? And I mean like real luck. So for some of you, if you're you know, into a little gamble, not, you know, anything too serious, this is not, you know, bet your house, wife, car and kids on the roulette table. But if you have you know, if you put money on a horse, maybe buy a lottery ticket, all that stuff, this first week of the month looks nice for you. Second week, you have the Death card with the Devil. You've got this here next to the Wheel of Fortune. That is not an easy energy, and I will say this to you. This might be, this second week of the month, be really, really clear on what you are being asked to put money into, or what you're being, you know, what you're being sold, right? So if something's being sold to you as a solution to all your problems, or it's one of those, like, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. And something that maybe you would have gone for, it looks like at the last minute you're going to change your mind, and it might create a bit of tension. All right, but again, don't allow yourself to be swayed, I think is the message here. For your third week of the month, you've got the Devil card, right? So for those of you that, for whatever you do or whatever you don't celebrate, a happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa. For those of you that celebrate Yule, like me, happy Yule to you. I truly hope you have a wonderful time. Whatever you do or don't celebrate, from my heart to yours, have an amazing holiday season. This is just a lot of overindulgence. That Devil card with the Knight of Wands, it's like you could be the loudest, the drunkest, the wildest person. You know, it's kind of reminds me of a skit video that I saw on Instagram. What do students do when they run out of milk for their cornflakes? They use Baileys. I was like, this could be this, right? You could just be really going to extremes. There could just be a lot of everything, a lot of food, a lot of drink. It looks like a lot of fun to be had, but I got to be honest, with a double hit of the Devil card, there is a tendency to take it too far, and you might end up sort of paying for it. You know, you wake up on Boxing Day like, oh my gosh, like I feel awful. Just be aware that that is floating around. Like it looks great because it looks like you're going to be the life and soul of the party. Like you're just pleasure for all at all costs. I don't care what it is. I want to have a good time. I need to have a good time, especially, you know, after the year that we've all had. But yeah, just be careful that you don't overdo it. All right. I'm just looking at those cards like, yeah, you can say it, Raf, but you know. And then you've got the Temperance card for the 4th week. So as you finish this year and you start to come into the new year, this is you very focused and very dedicated to some of your new paths, some of your new ideas. It's going to see you being very honest with yourself about what you can and can't do and about what you really are aligned with. With that Justice card there as well, I think this is a moment of real honesty when it comes to a relationship, when it comes to a partnership, like how you show up for something. I think you're going to be really honest, open and forthright about something as well, which is kind of nice. All right, for your new moon and full moon messages. So your new moon is a solar eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius. So you've got the Stillness card, right? And that is literally about stillness. So this new moon, this eclipse, is actually trying to show you, you know, pay attention to what shows up. Some of it will be synchronistic. It's interesting that you've got the Wheel of Fortune because it's a Jupiter ruled, right? So there's that kind of energy. If you find things sort of taking you in specific directions or just showing up sort of randomly or out of the blue, just go with it and see where it takes you, right? This is a time to really, I guess, trust the universe is driving the ship. And your full moon message is the Gate 40 and solitude. So be sure to take a moment of solitude over the course of this month where you can really hear yourself think, where you can take a minute to consider, okay, now that I know what I know, now that I've experienced what I've experienced at the end of the year, where do I want to take the new year? Where do I want to take everything? And in order to do that and decide what you want for yourself, you have to take time out. So that full moon is really asking you to take a minute to push everything and everyone away. And, you know, not like forcefully or meanly or whatever, but just take a minute. Take even just an hour for yourself. Go for a walk, maybe put some music on or don't. And just really get acquainted with what feels like the next best step for you over the course of 2022. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. I truly hope you have a wonderful December, and I really hope that you have an amazing 2022 and that it is your best year yet. For those of you that have supported me throughout this year, I just want to say a massive heartfelt thank you. And for those of you that have been with me longer than that, you know I absolutely love you for it. I wish you all of the best. Take care, and I'll see you soon.